I want to welcome you all to Quiz Creation Simplified. Use the power of AI to craft your next quiz. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Andrea, and I've been using ChatGPT for almost 2 years now. And I actually remember the first time I used it to help me create a quiz. And I couldn't believe how easy it made the process. And so today, what I'm going to show you is how you can use AI to simplify the process of creating a quiz, from deciding on the quiz topic and results to crafting your questions and answers. I don't know if you've ever created a quiz before, but it can be quite a bit of work, from writing the questions to figuring out how everything ties together. And I can't even tell you how much time I used to spend making sure that the answers would match up perfectly with the results. I would actually use spreadsheets to help me organize, but it was still incredibly time consuming and at times really frustrating, especially when doing a scored quiz. But with ChatGPT, you don't have to deal with any of that. And it's amazing because it can generate quiz questions and answers tailored to your goals, align them with your quiz results, and even handle scoring. All right, so let's get started, and I'm going to walk you through the process, and I'm going to do some demos on how to use ChatGPT to help you with all of this. So I will tell you the key to creating a quiz that is tailored to your audience is by providing the AI with a clear and detailed picture of your ideal customer. Having this information is super important, as it will help to ensure the content the AI generates is personalized to your ideal customer. If you don't already have a detailed customer avatar profile, you'll need to create one. And I'm just going to briefly go over the basic details that you should include when creating your customer avatar. First, you want to include the demographics, like their age, gender, location, income level, education, etc. Next is the psychographics, like their personality, values, interests, and lifestyle, their pain points and challenges, and their goals and desires. For those of you that need help getting started, I did a workshop last month on how to create your perfect customer avatar in minutes using ChatGPT. The workshop's only about 20 minutes long, but it shows you how to get started and even provide you with a prompt you can use. So if you're interested in watching it, I will include a link below the replay for this workshop. So once you're clear on who you're creating your quiz for, it's time to make the key decisions to help you get clear on the specifics about the quiz you want to create. Now, this information will not only help you, but it's important details the AI is going to need to know when you ask it to help you create your quiz. So the first is the quiz goal. Like, why are you creating this quiz? What do you want the quiz to achieve? Do you want it to generate leads? Do you want to use it to engage your audience? You can use it to solve a problem. So with your quiz, you can provide personalized recommendations, help people with making a decision, or even uncover their strengths and weaknesses. You can gather insights. If you have a lot of people that end up with a particular result, that can be a good insight for you. You can use the results from these insights to help you segment your audience by grouping them into categories based on the results and even their answers, if the quiz platform gives you that option. Next, there's promoting your products. You can have the quiz results introduce your offers by showing participants how your product or service solves that specific problem. Next is the quiz type. Now, some popular quiz types include the assessment. These are types of quizzes that test your knowledge with one correct answer per question. There's personality quizzes that assign a personality type or category. And there are also scored quizzes. These assign a score to each answer, with the final score placing the quiz taker in a specific range or category. Next is the benefit of the quiz. Like, why would someone want to take your quiz? You want to think about the value the quiz provides the person taking it. For example, will it help them discover their personality type, style, or preferences, assess their knowledge or skills on a specific topic? Will they get a score that helps them measure their progress or success? Or will they get personalized recommendations or insights? Now remember, people only complete the quiz if they see value in the benefit it provides. Think of quizzes you've taken in the past. You probably took them because they promised to give you some sort of insight about yourself, provide you with recommendations, or maybe even tested your knowledge. The next thing you want to think about is the quiz topic. What is your quiz going to be about? So the topic of your quiz should resonate with your customer avatar's interests or solve a specific problem they have. And if you're not sure of the topic, you can ask ChatGPT for help. Let's go to ChatGPT, and I'm going to show you how it can help you decide on the topic for your quiz. And I am going to just use my customer avatar, Sarah. She's trained on my customer avatar, who is into the carnivore diet. I've been doing the carnivore diet off and on for a while, and so I just picked this as my demo customer avatar. And so what I'm going to do is I'm asking it to, and I will say that if you don't have a custom GPT, you can just attach the file for your customer avatar and you also get really good results. And so basically I'm just asking it to, I'm providing it with my goal, and that's really the only thing I'm providing it with. And then I'm asking it for the recommended type of quiz and the benefit my customer avatar will get from it. And so it's giving me 5 recommendations. One is, what's your carnivore diet readiness level? What's your carnivore diet personality? And it's telling me the type of quiz and the benefits to Sarah. Is the carnivore diet right for you? What's your biggest barrier to thriving on the carnivore diet? So as you can see, it gave me 5 pretty good ideas with different types of quizzes. An assessment quiz here, a scored quiz, another assessment. Here's a personality quiz. I know I went over the key decisions, but you can ask ChatGPT to help you with really any of them. If you're not sure of the goal of your quiz or anything else, you can always just ask ChatGPT to help you decide. Now that we have our topic, you want to decide on how you're going to capture the leads. For example, after someone takes your quiz, how are you going to get their information? And you can do that a number of ways. First is you can require an email address to view the quiz results. You can offer to send the results by email, or you can even offer a free resource on the results page that they can enter their email address to get it. So now that you know the basics of your quiz, you want to decide on the quiz platform you're going to use to build your quiz. Now, there are a number of options available, and it really depends on your budget and the features that you want. So I'm just going to go over a few of the platforms. Some of them I've used before and some of them I haven't. Now, the first is Interact, and I've used this platform for about 3 years. I've created a number of quizzes with it. I find it's really easy to navigate. There's also Typeform. I've used them a little bit. There's Thrive Quiz Builder. I've never tried that, but I hear good things about it. There are also Google Forms. This is free. If you have a Google account, you can just use Google Forms. I will say that although it is okay, it doesn't have a lot of the options like that Interact or Typeform or the other ones do. Next, there's Score App. I haven't tried that, but it gets a lot of good reviews from people. And then if you have WordPress, there are a number of quiz plugins that you can try out. And you can just go into your plugins and type in quiz, and it'll come up with a list of quiz plugins. Some of them are free, or they have like a free option. Then if you want more features, you can pay for it. Now it's time to create your quiz. Now that we've made all the decisions and you know everything that's going on, we're going to create your quiz. And I found that it's easiest to start with the results. That is where people will end up once they've taken your quiz. When you start with the results, it gives you a clear direction for the questions and answers you'll need to create. Now, typically, you would have 3 to 5 results. Remember, the more results you have, the more complicated your quiz will be to create, as you'll need more questions to match the answers to the results. If you need help with making the decisions on the results, you can ask ChatGPT. You can ask it to generate results, categories, along with even the descriptions. For best results, you'll want to provide the AI with details about your quiz, including the goal, the topic, the type of quiz, and the benefit if it doesn't already know those details. So let's go back to ChatGPT, and I'm going to show you how it can come up with the results for us. Let me go into ChatGPT here, paste these in. So I'm going to highlight this quiz idea and put it into the conversation. And then I'm saying, I like this quiz idea. Let's get started creating the quiz. Can you provide me with 4 result categories along with the descriptions? The quiz is, what's your carnivore diet personality? And so I don't know about you, but when I've created a quiz, coming up with the results is really a difficult thing, especially the naming them. I mean, this is really cute. The cautious planner, the adventurous eater, the community seeker, and the results-driven transformer. These are all like really catchy names that I probably couldn't have come up with myself. And so it also has in here the description, and then it also included the strengths, the challenge, and even next steps. You can spend as much time as you want refining the results, but you do want to get clear on the results for your quiz before moving on to the next step, which is writing the questions. And so this is where the AI can save you so much time. And here's how it can help. If you're not sure how many questions to include on your quiz, you can ask the AI to recommend the number of questions based on your results and your audience. And you can also ask it to generate the questions that align with the results and also provide answers to each of the questions that map back to the result categories. As I said before, if you've ever done this yourself, you know how much time it can take. And I personally have spent hours trying to figure this out when I've made quizzes in the past, but ChatGPT is like a miracle. It can do this in a matter of seconds, and I'm going to show you how right now. So let's go back into ChatGPT, and I'm just going to ask it craft questions that align with each of the results. And I also need answers for each question that clearly map back to the categories. And I didn't tell it how many questions because sometimes I'm just curious of how many it will give me. And so we have all the questions here, and notice how they all map back to the results. And so actually you want to read over, make sure you like all of the questions and answers, and make sure it didn't miss anything. Let's see how many it has for me. Oh, and it has my mapping logic. Look at this. This is even nice. It tells me the logic behind it. But it only gave me 5 questions, which isn't very many. So what I can do is I can ask it to, add 3 more or however many I want. Looking back, I probably should have told it how many questions I wanted. But when I did this, I tried this out before the workshop, and it actually gave me 8 questions before. So it's not always consistent on how many questions it will give you. So that's why it's always important to specify and let it know. All right, so now that you have all of your questions and you're happy with them, it's time to actually build your quiz. And what I do recommend you do is going in and copying and pasting the results from ChatGPT into like a Word document. That way you have it. But what I'm going to briefly show you how to do, I don't know if you guys are interested in this, is how to create your quiz with Interact. And I've used it probably for over 3 years now. I have a number of quizzes. Many of them I've created myself. I have a quiz on what's your shoe IQ. And this was a bear to create, trying to get all the scoring and stuff. I did this back in 2021, so it was quite a while ago. Just click on Create Quiz here, and you can create a quiz from scratch. You can also create with AI, which this is really nice. What you do is, if you use the AI, you can type in the URL from your website, and it will gather information about your website to create your quiz. They also have where you can do a template. But what we're going to do is I'm just going to start from scratch just to give you guys the basics, and I'm going to do a personality. So when you build your quiz, one of the things I've learned is to start with the results. You want to map out the results first, because when you enter the questions and answers, you're going to map the answers back to each of the results. So let's go back to our results here. I have my cautious planner, and then I'm going to put my next result, my adventurous eater, and then I'm going to add a community seeker, and then I have my results driven transformer. Okay, so I have all here. And then what I can do is I can paste the description that I got from ChatGPT here. So I can have the results on this page, and then I can have a call to action at the bottom. But I'm not going to go over all of that now. I mainly just entered that in so you can see how to map the questions back to it. So let's start with the first question. And so then I'll put my answers in. I have my question and then my answers. And then what I want to do is I want to edit result correlation. And this is where you match up your answers to your results. And so let me just make sure I match them up correctly. So they're actually in order, so that's good. So I can just go, the first one gets mapped to this one gets mapped to this one, and so on. And then you just click on Save down here. All right, so we have our first question already mapped to all of the answers here. You basically would do that for all of your questions and answers. They also have a place for lead generation where you can set that up. And if you're just getting started, I recommend you start with something super simple, even just as an experiment to just navigate around the interface and see how everything works. Before you go, I just want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be here. And I truly hope you got value from what I showed you and you're excited about creating a quiz.